Today, as we are going to deep dive into how emotions, can you
It's offline people, please be on mute. Like it's going.
so again, good morning, fellow Toastmasters and our guests. I'm today your sergeant at arms, Toastmaster Rashi, and today when we are going to deep dive into how emotions play a role while we manage our leadership roles, I want to start with a brief story which happened, which I realized recently that sometimes, actually, as a person, I am very expressive. And you can even get my emotions from my facial expressions. But recently, I realized twice and thrice that when we explicitly express our emotions, sometimes it doesn't it doesn't work well with the people who are around because it may hurt them. So I am expecting that today we'll get to hear some tools and some good uh, ways to how to deal with such kind of situations, and we are looking forward to get deep dive into it. So to proceed further, I would like to tell some rules for the meeting. Yes. So I'll request for our gift, for our online participant, please be on mute when you are not speaking. For the offline people, please leave the room when you want. Leave the room. Please do so quietly. The I would like to officially open this meeting and remind everyone of our Toastmaster mission to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills. Now, I would like to hand over the stage to the presiding officer, Toastmaster. Who was the
Vivek.
Vivek? Thank you.
Am I audible?
Yes, Toastmaster Vivek.
Okay. Good morning, everybody. I welcome all the members, all the guests, and happy to see all the smiling and beautiful faces. I know it's still winter, and some people are joining offline. Many people are joining online. So, how many offline we have today? Two members, three members. I can see Toastmaster Soumya, Toastmaster Prem. Who else is there? Toastmaster Kanika. Yes, wonderful. So can I request everybody to just switch on their video for a moment so that we can meet and greet with a powerful smile? Yes? Okay. No, no. Toastmaster Hirinder, good morning. Fine. So uh, today, today's theme is very powerful. What we are going to talk today's meeting, Toastmaster Neethal is going to talk about how to face some in a unrealistic word, virtual word, how to really take up the things. That is one part of it. But yeah, I can see everybody now one frame, Toastmaster Soumya, Toastmaster Prem, and Toastmaster Kanika. Wonderful effort. That's really a great effort to start something new. When we are trying to organize hybrid meeting, it is it takes a lot of efforts. Do we have any guests today?
We have from other Toastmaster Club. Toastmaster Puneet is from Elegant Club, and Toastmaster
Toastmaster.
Natasha Prabhakar. You are Toastmaster or a guest?
I'm a guest.
Okay, we have one
Okay,
guest.
Toastmaster Natasha, I welcome you. Can I
Thank
start
you.
with you? What brings you to the meeting today?
So I have recently joined ICBI, and I'm getting certification for soft skills training to become a trainer in soft skills. So I do have a background in well, I've been part of the corporate world. So I've been I've been the audience of a lot of trainings, and I thought one of my strengths really was communication. So I just haven't delved into the world of formal training as such. So I started with the certification program, and just wanted to see how I'm trying to get on as many forums as I can to see how Toastmasters and all the other I'll hopefully be shadowing a few other speakers as well, just to understand how different people conduct different sessions, hopefully helping me in my when I embark on my career.
Thank you, guest Natasha, for joining us today. And I'm sure we will definitely try our best to interact, to have nice conversation today. And probably once you leave the meeting, you will have a feeling, no, you have invested your 2 hours very you got the best return on your time invested, 2 hours. So talking little bit about
We
Toastmasters.
have, sorry, Vivek, we have one offline guest as well.
Yeah. Can you please introduce yourself?
Please come. Yeah.
We also have Reema and Pavani is from another club, Neha Agarwal. So Neha, you're a Toastmaster or a guest?
Yes, hi everyone. I'm a guest.
Okay, we have two more guests. And Reema,
Yes, hi. I'm also a guest, and just like Natasha, I also joined ICBI recently, and I'm also embarking my journey to become a soft skill trainer and an image consultant. And this topic was of great interest to me. The subject line of it was very catchy. That between the stimulus and the response lies your power. So I would really like to see what exactly can I do to become that powerful when it comes to giving responses for situations which are uncalled for.
absolutely, guest Reema. Image, image. You are in image consulting. Natasha is in image consulting. So we have many image consultants in our meeting today. And image is also a function of what choices you make every time. How you dress up, how you speak, how you meet up people, how do your time management. Great. So I welcome you. Uh, can we can we have quick introduction of the offline guest, please?
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Oh, great. So morning, thanks to Colonel Prakash that I got to know that Toastmaster is happening and this time it's happening also offline. I've been wanting to connect off late. Uh, I'm Wing Commander R.D. Deshpande, founder of Skill Up Nation. It's been just 1 year of my entrepreneurial journey. Before that, I have spent 22 years in the Air Force, and then post that, I spent nearly 8 years in the corporate. Training and development has been my passion subject. I hail from the administration HR branch of Air Force. So 22 plus almost 30 years of experience is what I have. I am right now in Skill Up Nation. We are focusing on training and development, mainly the behavioral skills. I am a leadership trainer and executive presence coach. Also, work with MSMEs to create their OD interventions, creating the landscape in terms of HR policies, processes, what needs to be done, and how it can be, supported for the business functions. Recently, I have written and launched my first book, which is by the name 10x Trainer. So this book is on the aspect of how do we measure the ROI for the training that you undertake. So this is more of a business pocket book, and I brought a copy incidentally here for anyone if they would want to get the first hand feel of it. But I'm glad to be here and part of it, and looking forward to the learning and connecting.
Thank you. Thank you. So we are also very glad to have you here in our club. You bring such a rich experience. You are an author, you are a leadership trainer, and you talked about executive presence.
Yes.
And incidentally, I saw a post by our current uh, world champion of public speaking, Sebi. He has also started some course on executive presence. So
Oh,
nice,
lovely.
nice to have you here, and we'll be
Pleasure.
happy to have you in this club meeting. Thank you.
Pleasure. Thank you so much. Thank you for
Vivek,
this opportunity.
there's one more guest, Mohit
Yeah,
Yadav.
please. It's very
Mohit,
important to have guest introduction and so that we understand what brings them here. Yes.
Hi, good morning. My name is Mohit Yadav. I am from Gurgaon itself, and this is my demo class. One of my friend actually, in fact, I was going through a couple of videos on YouTube. Then I found that there's something called Toastmaster, and then I just discussed with one of my friend about it. Then he gave me number of Mohit. Then I spoke to him, and that's when finally I decided, let me just evaluate this club and let me understand what exactly you do and how I can be part of it, and I can learn a lot of things from Toastmaster. With respect to my professional career, I have around 15 years of experience. Currently, I'm working with Wipro, and it's been 3.5 years in Wipro. Prior to that, I worked in different other organizations. So predominantly, I'm into sales, and I would love to learn a lot of other things with respect to public speaking. How can I enhance my skills on those things? Yeah, that's pretty much about me. Anything else that you would like to know?
Thank you, Mohit. We welcome you to this club meeting, and definitely public skill is a skill which can be learned by making a right choice. And we will hear about choice today from Toastmaster Neetal. But before that, I would like to thank the person because of whom we are all here. And so many new clubs members are getting added. So when Ralph C. Smedley formed the first official Toastmasters Club in 1924, he sought to create a collaborative learning environment where young people could learn the art of public speaking. Since 1924, more than 100 years, Toastmasters International has transformed nearly 8 million lives through a simple yet powerful mission, empowering individuals like you and me to become more effective communicators and leaders. Today, approximately 270,000 members and over 14,000 clubs globally operating in about 150 countries. So, Toastmasters operates on four values, four pillars: integrity, respect, service, and excellence. This is what we demonstrate in all our behavior, in whatever we do. So before we dive in, a big welcome to our guests. And once again, now to guide our journey uh, today, please welcome our fantastic Toastmasters of the day, dynamic, dashing Toastmaster Neetal. So Toastmaster Neetal, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vivek, for a warm welcome. Offline participants, please be on mute.
By the way, just to add, Simi has a 2-minute speech, so
Yes.
make sure to handle it.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vivek. So before we dive into today's table topic and team or theme and speeches, I like to invite Toastmaster Simi for her 2 minute speech, which will add a value addition for overall meeting. Over to you, Toastmaster Simi. Timer, please show the card at timing that we discussed.
Thanks, Toastmaster Neetal. Am I audible and visible? Let's start. There is a misconception that our life is based on our current reality. Our life is based on our inner frequency. More we control this, more we are able to control life around us. Look at the people like Elon Musk. How many times he have failed? He have become bankrupt. How many times people have called him crazy that he will never come back. But he did come back. Why? Because his perception about himself is larger than the public opinion. And same is applicable to the leaders around the world who are creating reality. And the biggest example is our own Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi. And now, when I see about my own personal life, I've been in a leadership position from last 3 years. But the larger part of it, for 2.5 years, the image of myself as a leader have been small. I've been perfectionist. I've always focused on the half empty version of the glass. But I've doubted myself. But with the awareness of this concept of self-image, I have been able to shift my focus on how I'm performing myself to how I'm impacting other people's life. And that changed the game. And now I'm the most appreciated leader in my organization. And Toastmaster has really helped me improve this self-perception about myself. And now today, to one and all present here, I would urge you all to please pay attention to the stories you're telling yourself, because that's shaping your reality. Back to you, Toastmaster Nitin. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Simi, for the wonderful insights, and a big applause for being the most effective leadership in the organization. And we all look forward to be in that role. And today we will deep dive on how we can be a better leader, better communicator, better response to the world. So, good morning, everyone. A warm welcome. I'm Nitil Jain. I'm from Hyderabad, and I'll be playing the role of Toastmasters of the day. And today I chose a topic based on recent experiences I had. How can we better respond in a situation where we actually need to respond and react? Let me begin. So let me start with something very ordinary, something all of us experience, especially in leadership roles. We deal with people every day, smart people, average people, and sometimes people who say or do things that make you think, how can someone be so careless, so immature, so thoughtless? Let's be honest about that. A badly worded email, a half-baked opinion in a meeting, a tone that feels disrespectful, a comment that shows no awareness. Nothing illegal, nothing dramatic, but something inside you shifts. Your respect for that person drops, your patience thins, your mind quietly labels them not very bright, not serious, not worth the effort. At that moment, without realizing it, their mindset begins to change yours. How many of us agree with me? How many of you agree with me? I have Toastmaster Deepthi raising, Toastmaster Natasha, and Toastmaster Rishabh. That's Rashi. So there are many people. So here's the uncomfortable truth. Most of us believe we are reacting to facts, and we are actually reacting to judgments we form instantly about other people. And once a judgment forms, our behavior changes. We interrupt, we become sharper, we become dismissive, we stop listening fully. From our side, it feels justified. From their side, it feels like something just broke, though they may not know that. Now, let me ask you something, and this is not a comfortable question. Have you ever noticed someone go quiet around you over time? Less open, less expressive, more cautious. Have you ever noticed in your team where people suddenly stop talking, stop expressing themselves? Or you in their situation, you stopped expressing to your leaders. You stopped not letting your opinion get open in the platform. Anyone want to share their experience? Yeah, Toastmaster Deepti. Yes,
So,
Toastmaster Natasha. Yeah, anyone.
okay, so I'll go quickly. And yes, it happens all the time. So not only at office, I faced this pretty recently with my own friends from who've been friends, thick and thin ones from the last 20, 25 years. So uh, I've noticed that I've gotten quieter. I do not share much, all because of remarks or situation or pressure created around me, or so I felt around me uh, every time we met. So yes, this is so true.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yes, Toastmaster Vivek.
I have experienced this in last 8, 9 months. One of my close friends, and you know, he has been in the organization for a long time, and suddenly he stopped talking to me. We are in the same department. We hold responsible roles, and there are always disagreements, or there are choices, there are opinions. But what we forget in life that everybody has an opinion, but there is a way when we move with the work. There is a method we move, and then finally everything falls in line, and that it then it becomes past. So I think the value of Toastmaster value of respect that comes into picture. That how we respect each other for them, for what they bring, what value they bring, what opinions they bring, and just move on. Ultimately, we are flowing.
Absolutely. Yes, Toastmaster Natasha. You had something to share.
Oh, it's pretty much the same thing that I think others shared. You know, I've experienced it in the past in my you know, in my life, and I think I experienced it. I think almost everybody experiences you know, a reaction, and we react in the same way. So I think we're equally guilty as what we observe in others. So I think it's a equal thing that you can say, and it happens all the time, even now. You know, people either tend to become like tortoises. You know, they just recede into their shell. I have the same response. Sometimes I feel it's futile trying to even, you know, it feels like a waste of time and energy to indulge in uh, anything with a person who's so far gone in their perspective or their ideas that you say that it's a waste of time and you sort of withdraw. It feels like it's not worth your time. So totally what everybody else said.
Absolutely. So you don't remember doing anything wrong, I believe. So people who react, they don't believe that they did something wrong when they did. So, but that something changed. That change often begins with a single reaction, a look, a tone, a rushed response, delivered in a moment when we believed the other person deserved it. So let this sink in. This is where leadership becomes complicated. Because one side of the coin, someone else limited thinking can trigger us. And the other side of the same coin, our reaction can limit someone else. So Daniel Goleman explains this in Emotional Intelligence. You must have heard the book Emotional Intelligence. He shows that when we are emotionally triggered, the brain shifts into a defensive mode. In that mode, we stop seeing people as humans in progress and start seeing them as a problems to manage. That shift may last seconds, but impacts can last much longer. Let me ask you another question. Have you ever reacted strongly to someone's mistake only to later realize they never made that mistake again? Not because they learned, but because they stopped taking initiative. You might be in the same place, you stopped taking initiative, or someone you reacted might have stopped taking initiative. And it had happened quite often. Recently, I experienced it. That's the hidden cost of reaction, not conflict, not argument, but withdrawal. Here's why emotional intelligence matters so deeply for leaders. It does not excuse poor behaviors from others. It does not ask you to tolerate incompetence. What it asks is something harder. It asks you to separate the person from the moment. To recognize that someone else's lack of awareness does not require you to lose yours. Because that moment, you allow someone else's emotional immaturity to dictate your response. Leadership quietly leaves the room. And as we move forward, I want you to hold this thought. Leadership is not tested when people behave well. It is tested when people behave poorly and you still choose to respond consciously. Agree? So with this,
Yes,
I'll
absolutely.
I'll let the Toastmaster format known to everyone. So we have 3 segments. One is a prepared speech, second is evaluation, and the third is second is table topics, third is evaluation. So before I begin the speeches, like to call upon our general evaluator of the day, Toastmaster Kanika. She will introduce her role and her tag team role. Over to you, Toastmaster Kanika.
Yeah, am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Today, I'm the general evaluator for the day, which means I'm like your class monitor. I'll be monitoring each and everything that happens in the meeting, and I will give a detailed feedback in the end so that we know what went well and what are the areas to improve so that we can take our meetings to the next level. But this is a huge responsibility and I can't do it alone. So I have my tag team who will be helping me out to carry out my general evaluator's responsibilities. So let me start by introducing my tag team members. First, we have the T of the tag, that's the timer. That's Toastmaster Soumya, who will be showing us the timer card. So please welcome Toastmaster Soumya.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kanika, and to everyone here. I'm playing the role of timer today, which means that for every speech, I will be showing you a green card or a yellow card or a pink card because we don't want to say something too wrong, as Toastmaster Neetal said. So we will use picture. So you will see the green when you are within the time limit, yellow when you are at it, and red when you should start to wrap up. Thank you.
You're supposed to shake hands and offline.
Thank you.
Yeah, so let me just slightly elaborate on the timer cards. For the 5, I think we have 5 to 7 minutes speeches, the prepared speeches today. So the green card will be shown when 5 minutes are up, and the yellow card when it's 6 minutes, and red card will be shown, a yellow card when it's 6, and red card when it's 7, and it will remain on. You are given a grace of 30 seconds. So if you cross 30 seconds after 7 minutes, you will be disqualified from the voting for the meeting. And similarly, for the table topics, the time limit is 1 to 2 minutes. The green card will be shown at 1 minute, the yellow card at 1.5 minutes, and the red card at 2 minutes. After that, the red card will remain, but you have to stop it, grace of 30 seconds here also. Now I will call the A of the tag team, that's Toastmaster Prem Prakash, Colonel Prem. He is the R counter for today. Please welcome. our counter, Colonel Prem.
Okay, morning everyone, morning fellow Toastmasters and guests. So welcome this morning to this hybrid session. So as our counter, as most of us would know, my duty is to check the pauses and the filler words like hum, and repeats and, but, yes, and so on. And I'll keep a check of that, of all speakers. And towards the end of the session, when I'm asked to give my report, I shall do that. And so this is my role as our counter. Thank you.
Thank you, Colonel Prem. And now it's time to thank you, Colonel Prem, for explaining your role so well. And we will keep a watch on our crutch words and hope that we don't make too many mistakes. Next, I would invite our grammarian of the day, that's Toastmaster Deepti. So please welcome Toastmaster Deepti with a huge round of applause.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Kanika. I hear an echo. I hope it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay for us.
All right, thank you. So today I'll be playing the role of a grammarian, and as a grammarian, I'll be noticing and writing down the good usages of grammar as well as the not so good usages of grammar so that it helps all of us improve. Along with that, I will be sharing a word of the day and an idiom of the day, which I will encourage every speaker coming on the screen or the stage today to use so that we get a hang of using them and we use them in our everyday language. Let me start by posting both the word and the idiom on the chat. There you go. So the word of the day is equanimity. I have also pasted the pronunciation for this word. The word means mental calmness, especially in difficult situations. An example sentence, we must respond to criticism with equanimity rather than anger. The idiom is cool, which is keep one's cool, which means to remain calm and not overreact. And of course, a sample sentence which says he managed to keep his cool even during the heated debate. Let's encourage everybody who uses the word of the day by showing one thumbs up. And every time somebody uses idiom of the day, let's do a double thumbs up. With that, I pass on the baton back to our general evaluator, Toastmaster Kanika, and I'll present my report at the end when I'm called for. Thank you.
Kanika, you're on mute.
Kanika,
And okay. Thank you, Toastmaster Deepti, for explaining your role so well. And I would urge everyone to please use the word of the day and the idiom of the day wherever possible. And with that, I would hand the baton back to the TMOD of the day. That's Toastmaster Neetal. Thank you.
thank you, Toastmaster Kanika. So moving forward, one second. So I have to play today even the tech master role as Toastmaster Mohit is not there. So the question, who I am becoming when they are, is where today's theme truly begins. Because we live in a world that does not just move fast, it reacts fast. Messages are instant, opinions are instant, judgments are instant, and increasingly leadership is expected to be instant as well. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Speed creates reaction, depth creates response, and leadership has never lived in a speed. With this, I'll like to call upon our first speaker of the day, Toastmaster Pavani. And Toastmaster Pavani will be evaluated by Toastmaster Vivek. So, would like to call upon Toastmaster Vivek to explain the purpose of the Toastmaster Pavani speech.
Thank you, Toastmaster Neetal. It's my privilege to be the speech evaluator of Toastmaster Pavani. Her pathway is Persuasive Influence, Level 2, Project 3. Project name is Introduction to Toastmasters Mentoring. And speech timer, please note, it is 5 to 7 minutes. Purpose of her speech is the purpose of this project is for the member to clearly define how Toastmasters envisions mentoring. The purpose of this speech is for the member to share some aspects of a previous experience as protege. So over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Neetal.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vivek. So Toastmaster Pavani, a quick audio video check.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Is it clear?
You're giving in a sitting position?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, fine. Good. So Toastmaster Pavani, repeat after me. A wonderful day.
A wonderful day.
So Toastmaster Pavani, who guided you here? Who guided you here? Toastmaster Pavani.
Who guided you here? I mean, maybe into this Toastmaster meeting or in the place you are in your life in general. Is it your parents, teachers, friends? Because I believe no one is anywhere without any help or guidance. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters, guests. See, I am a single child. So, growing up, I struggled with anything that is new. Maybe a new school or figuring out which stream to take after 10th, my first job, and I was so envious of my friends who had elder siblings who can help them with everything because they already went through the same path. But luckily, in my life, while I don't have siblings, but I found those guardian angels in the name of mentors. Maybe some have official title as mentor and maybe some don't. 8 years back, when I started my career as an intern in a big four, which is very professional environment, I was stressed out because of the work and the deadlines, as well as I was doing my CA final coaching. It was very difficult for me to manage both my work as well as my classes. And one day I reached out to one of my senior who is my angel guardian, I can say. His name is Pavan, and I asked him, how did you even manage to complete your classes while doing this kind of work? And he guided me with all the classes, like which professor is good for which subject and which is not, and which professor probably make you take a nap in the class. So his wisdom from his experiences of the classes helped me to finalize which classes should I take and which I should not. And also with respect to work as well, when things are really going very badly and I was stressing out how to handle this time, they made it very easy for me by making even the stressful situations into most humorous ones, and they helped me keep my cool by with their humor and their guidance. And with their help, I cleared my exams in first attempt and also achieved so many awards at my workplace as well. And as time passed by, I had to reach to a place where I can improve my communication skills and public speaking. And one of my colleague actually recommended me to join Toastmasters. I still remember the first day I attended Toastmasters. It was so overwhelming. All the terms are new to me. The entire setup is new to me, and I don't know what Toastmasters was. After I tried to join, the words became more and more. There are district level, division level, there is COTP training, a lot of things which I felt, am I joining a cult? What is this? Then came my mentor. He actually helped me to navigate through Toastmasters. My mentor told me one thing I remember. He told me, Pavni, it took me 2 years to win my first ribbon. I asked, 2 years? Yes. And he guided me and he gave me the tips which are amazing in terms of how you can win your first ribbon in no time. And with his tips, surprisingly, during my first meeting as a member itself, I won my ribbon. And that helped me give so much confidence and it helped me reach my path quicker. Time passed by, my mentor had to relocate, and then I was assigned another mentor. This time I proactively asked for Toastmaster Abu to be my mentor. He is one person who is very positive. His energy is contagious, and we call him the powerhouse of our club. He is someone who is very active and also participates in a lot of competitions. And I love his creativity. And I decided I need someone now in my Toastmaster journey who is that person who can really guide me for to go to the next level. And Toastmaster Abu was that person. So in life, there will be always challenges. And I remember this quote, either you can learn and grow by doing 1,000 mistakes, or you can learn and grow by watching and learning from others' mistakes. And I think mentors actually help us do the second. Like my mentor at my workplace helped me save a lot of time. My mentors in Toastmaster helped me speed up my growth by telling what are the mistakes they did in their initial days of their journey. So I just want to leave and ask you all, who is that one person who actually guided you in your journey, and whose lives are you going to change by guiding them in their journey? Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Nathan.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pavani, and what a wonderful speech. I believe everyone is looking for a mentor they need in their life. And we can be mentor for each other. We are good at one thing and we need a help on the other aspect of our life. Let's take a minute to give feedback to Toastmaster Pavani in the chat section. Timer, please let us know once 1 minute is over. Toastmaster Chintan, can you take up the evaluator role?
Yeah, sure. Who's the speaker?
So we'll have Mehak, Toastmaster Mehak. So that she'll be third speaker. So we have a second speaker and then third.
Yeah, sure.
Thanks, Toastmaster Chintan. So let's move to our second speech of the day. And today's second speech is by Toastmaster Rahul. And his speech will be evaluated by Toastmaster Rashi. So, Toastmaster Rashi, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Neetal. Toastmaster Rahul is going to give a speech which is a non-pathway speech. So I will be evaluating him on a general basis. And his speech title is Movie, Morals, and Mortal Cross-Examination. Sorry, Movie, Morals, and Martial Cross-Examination.
Marital.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rashi.
Back to you, Toastmaster Neetal.
So, Toastmaster Rahul is joining us after many months, I believe.
Yes.
So, welcome back and hope to see you more often. So, that's video audio check. That's your position to the speech.
Yes. Am I audible?
Yes. Can you repeat after me? I'm back.
I am back.
Great. So, Toastmaster Rahul, movie, morals, and martial cross examination.
No, it's not martial, it's marital cross examination.
Marital. Oh, okay, sorry. Movie, morals, and marital cross examination. Movie, morals, and marital cross examination. Toastmaster Rahul.
All right. So, good morning, everyone. Let me tell you about a very dangerous activity that married men do. It's not drinking. It's not even gambling. It's actually watching a Bollywood movie with your wife and having opinions. So let me ask, how many of you have watched De De Pyar De 2 movie? Has anybody watched De De Pyar De 2? Okay, Deepti ma'am have raised. Okay. All right, so I am assuming some of you have watched. So those who have watched this movie will be able to understand what I'm going to speak. And those who have not will get a gist of that movie. And maybe you can watch that movie later. So me and my wife, we were watching De De Pyar De 2, I think couple of weeks back. And it is a story about a young girl, Rakul Preet, she is 27 years, who is in love with the, I think, 60-year-old man, Ajay Devgan, who is as old as her Rakul Preet's father. So when Rakul Preet, she told her parents about Ajay Devgan, so her parents were in shock. So they wanted to act as cool, modern, and progressive parents. Uh, but at the same time, they also, conspired to, break the couple up. So they wanted to, have them, going through that breakup. So they tried that. Nice movie, light mood, popcorn in hand, and I think life was good until a young man enters the frame, and he happens to be Rakul Preet's family friend. Now, Rakul, they so basically then they start going out, disco, late nights, dancing, gelling with this young man, and suddenly my wife pauses the movie. She looks at me, not angry, not smiling, that calm look with, I think, equanimity, which basically means court is in session. Now she asks, is this not cheating? Now listen carefully. This is where a husband's career limiting decision happens. I said very confidently, no, this is not cheating. She's just going out with someone. My wife says with question marks, going to disco, coming late night, getting close. I said, it's just a movie, chill. Then she said the most dangerous sentence in marriage history. Okay, imagine this. At that moment, I knew I should have said, just, interval ho gaya kya? But she said, imagine a girl does a close dance with you. little inappropriate. Is that cheating? Now my brain had to respond fast because my future depended on this answer. I said, if it is inappropriate, I will leave the dance. I will politely push her away. Internally, I was also saying, why did I suggested this movie in the first place? Then I added quickly, please just watch this movie. Let's watch this movie as a movie and don't make me imagine things, because imagining things is how men get into trouble without doing anything. We continue watching, movie progresses, and then boom, Rakul Preet and that young man, they kiss. And I slowly turn my head. I look at my wife and I say the bravest thing a husband can say. Okay, so you were right. This is cheating. I told her, yes, your observation was correct. So I agree. Then again, we continue watching the movie. But again, wait, Bollywood movies without a twist. I don't think it cannot happen. So as the movie moves towards the end, reality comes out. It was all planned. It was all strategy. It was all manipulation. So Rakul Preet, she was not cheating. She was trying some ways to get Ajay Devgan back into her life. And then suddenly my wife looks at the screen and says, oh, so it was not cheating. At that moment, I realized something very important. In the movies, truth comes in the climax. In marriage, truth comes whenever your wife decides. So what did I learn from this experience? My learning was that, never argue morality during a movie. Never say it is just a movie, because I think movies are always about you. And most importantly, if your wife asks, is this cheating? The correct answer is not yes or no. The correct answer is, let's see what happens next. And yes, we watched the movie till the end peacefully. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rahul. A wonderful experience to share and a courage to share on a public platform where she might hear the recording. And I definitely think that you gave a tough job to the evaluator. She must be thinking, shall I write down or shall I listen or shall I laugh? So let's take a minute to give our feedback to Toastmaster Rahul in chat section. Timer, please let me know once the 1 minute is over. And let's keep our videos on. Let's keep the smiling faces. I hope everyone laughed during the speech. So encourage everyone to keep the videos on and use the phrase of the day and idiom of the day. Let's be the cool people.
Toastmaster Neetu, are people able to see the timer card?
Sorry?
Yes, the timer cards are visible.
Yeah, they are visible. I spotlighted you, so they are visible. Speakers, you did not have any issue, right, to see the timer cards? Toastmaster Rahul and Pavani.
Yeah,
It
was visible actually. Yeah.
Okay, fine, great. So let's call upon our next speaker of the day, Toastmaster Mehak, and she will be evaluated by Toastmaster Chintan. So let me spotlight them.
Toastmaster Nikhil. I hope I am
Sorry.
audible and visible.
Yeah, you are. Let me
Thank you so
spotlight
much for
Toastmasters.
giving me the opportunity to evaluate one of the amazing Toastmaster speech. Toastmaster Mehak is going to attempt a speech which she would be delivering, or she is practicing for her ISC, that is International Speech Contest. And I cannot be more than grateful for the opportunity I have got. So I'm ready with my pen and paper. and the speech title is The Diwali Heist. With that note, I look forward to an amazing speech. Request everyone to take a note as well because you will learn a thing or two. And all the best to the speaker.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chintan, for picking up the role on spot. And we will be, as Toastmaster Mehak is repeating the speech, I believe she'll be looking for a critical feedback. So I'll encourage you to be as critical as possible. So Toastmaster Mehak, a quick video audio check. Video is fine. Audio.
Today is a beautiful day.
You're breaking up. The video is little lagging actually. Is it for everyone? Yeah. You have a better bandwidth.
Is it better now?
Yeah, quite better. Fine. So video is still not is blur actually. Okay, fine. Let's move ahead. Okay, it paused now.
Maybe she's switching the network. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess. Okay.
I think it should be fine now.
Okay, fine. Yep. So Toastmaster Mehak.
I just need to confirm about the timing cards. I was not able to see them in the previous speeches.
They're visible. I spotlighted them.
Just
okay. Wait. I'll spotlight. Toastmaster Somya, can you just show the cards once? Is it visible? Toastmaster Mehak? You need to change your view, I guess, then gallery or something. You're able to see Toastmaster Somya? Okay, fine. So Toastmaster Mehak, Diwali Heist, Toastmaster Mehak.
Family has one unforgettable story. Some are about love, some about travel, some about rum. Ours, it began a year ago, and I call it the Diwali Heist. Greetings, dear Toastmasters and my dear friends. It was all lightning with joy a year back. The best time. It was Diwali after all.
Toastmaster Mehak, try switching off the video and deliver. It's lagging. Switch off the video and deliver.
Let me change my network. I will start again.
Okay. You can switch off your video. Let's do a speech evaluation. Your video is totally blur.
Now also is it blur?
Yes, it is. It is for everyone.
Neetal, Mehak, can we join through the phone for a video? I would not want her to switch off her video. Body language.
Yeah, it is important, but now it's still better. Yeah, look better. Yeah, let's restart now.
It will be fine now.
Okay,
Using
fine.
the hotspot.
Okay, great. Go ahead. You want me to repeat the
I will
title?
start again. Yeah, please.
Okay, fine. So Toastmaster Mehak, Diwali Heist, Toastmaster Mehak.
They say every family has one unforgettable story. Some are about love, some about travel, some about Trump. Ours, it began a year ago, and I call it the Diwali haste. Greetings, dear Toastmasters and my dear friends. It was all lightning with joy a year back. My family and I were having the best time. It was Diwali after all. Shopping, eating, partying were all on our minds all the time. Until one evening, when my mother, out of the blue, thought of securing her jewels in the locker room. She went upstairs to safely stack her diamonds and gold, placing them layer by layer so well in the boxes, only to find them empty in just a few days. For a while, our random thoughts were, Mother, you must have kept it somewhere and have forgotten. Because I remember you once bought a blue t-shirt from Marks and Spencer's only to purchase that same t-shirt again because you forgot about your purchase. Stayed for 3 long days, the whole family went on to a mission to find the gold. We searched it everywhere: balcony, bags, refrigerator, showcase, even the stack of old newspapers. Because what if? Can you imagine us finding 10 kg of gold in the bag boxes? Well, anyway, days pass with endless family meetings, discussions, and accusations. As if life was playing on a loop. Every single day, we discussed the past few days in detail. What did we eat? Where did we go? What jewelry we were wearing? And so on. After a lot of discussion, on day 4, we realized we have been robbed. Well, I know this realization came after a long time, but anyway. Suspects? Well, they were easy. The house help. Who else? She was the only person who visited our second floor more often than the family members themselves. No second thoughts about it. She was the one. So we decided to keep a check on her. We made a plan. My sister and I installed the CCTV camera app on the mobile device, placed it as placed it on the stack, and a bag for her on the bed. Because what if? And then we grabbed our popcorns. All the family members sitting in the drawing room, watching on the television what was happening on the second floor in the locker room. How exciting does that sound? Day 1. The house help grabbed the bag. Our excitement too. It's happening. It's happening. She opened the bag, checked inside, and kept it aside. What? Day 2. This time, we let the locker room open, only to realize that she banged it close. Day 3. This time, we thought of a prank testing. So I called her up. हेलो, हाँ हम सोनार बात कर रहे हैं. तुम्हें सोने के बारे में कुछ पता है? Hello, it's me speaking, the jeweler. Do you know anything about the gold? Again, bad luck. Days passed and we were still clueless. Until one day, when my grandmother suspected our carpenter, who was often greeted as a family member. He was like a family to my father, the dearest of all, our carpenter. He can't be the one, demanded my father. Why would he? He's been working for us unsupervised all the time. Definitely not possible. He has made all the almiras. He has even helped us make the keys for them. He belongs to a nice family. Why would he do that? My father defending him every time. Now let's leave the topic, said my father. I will let you guys purchase more jewelry. You might have lost them somewhere. Let's move on. We lost jewelry whose market value would be around 20 lakhs. How come this finance character is so cold about it? Until one day we realized that the carpenter whom we were calling for the past few days just to give him extra work as a bait to test his faithfulness avoided our calls. We were now convinced like who the culprit was. However, he was so dear to my father that he wanted us to not file an FIR against him. However, my mother was no less. So she and I went to the police station that very day and filed a complaint against him. And the series of investigation started henceforth. It was so fun for the children in the family, including me, to think about some detectives coming home, all decked up, asking us the questions. And this was the time when we showed and opened them the empty boxes, the locker room, and with all the excitement. And the police used to visit our house more often for a regular inquiry. However, in those 20 days, we lost all hope because apparently the carpenter must have sold the jewelry and would be in his hometown. However, we still used to call him up because just in case he picked the call. In this mission to find the lost carpenter, I also did my search. I quickly made him my friend over Snapchat, Instagram, and Facebook. And the next day, when the police came, my mother excitedly jumped into the conversation and told them that my daughter has been searching in through the social media platforms. This means he is operating his phone. You must do something about it. Days passed, and this time it was clearly a lost hope. Because how can one trust police in the country like India? And we left with no hope. Until one day, when my mother received a call. This is Pavan's mother speaking. My mother forgot. Who is Pavan? Mom, he's the carpenter. Well, yes, she was the one who lost her jewelry. The next day, it was the police who came over to our house and said, "We have some good news for you. The culprit is under arrest and we have recovered your jewelry." It was a shock for all of us because in a country like India, police is working, and the another shock was that the thief had not sold the jewelry. This was a roller coaster ride with action, drama, thrill, and finally a happy ending. In the end, we didn't just recover the jewels, we discovered something greater: the strength of a family, the power of teamwork, because we can face any battle as long as we are together. Thank you.
Toastmaster Mehak, I must be listening this speech third time, but every time I listen, you are outshining, outdoing yourself, and the laughter never reduces. Let's take a minute to give our feedback to Toastmaster Mehak's speech. Timer, please let us know once a minute is over. Okay. So coming back to TMOT section. So let me take you to a different context, one that strips leadership down to its essence. Viktor Frankl was a psychiatrist who survived Nazi concentration camps. He lived in conditions where everything external was controlled: freedom, food, safety, dignity. How many of us have read the book, his book, Meaning, Life to Man's Search for Meaning? Have you, any one of us read the book here? Toastmaster Somya has read. So in the book, he described how the concentration camp has changed his life. How it was observing the women behaviors in those camps. Frankel noticed something deeply disturbing and deeply powerful. People responded to the same suffering very differently. Some became brutal, some became numb, and some, against all logic, remained compassionate. So he understood that while we may not control what happens to us, we always retain control over how we respond. Not in theory, in practice, in the hardest conditions imaginable. So between stimulus and response, Frankel said there is a space. The space is not comfort, it is not calm, it is the conscious choice. Now let me bring this back to our world. Most of us are not facing physical survival threat as that they were facing during the concentration camps. But we are constantly facing psychological pressure. Pressure to reply, pressure to defend, pressure to prove, pressure to be right. And under that pressure, we forget something essential. The moment you react automatically, you surrender that space. The moment you pause, even briefly, you reclaim it. This is where responding humanly becomes a leadership act. When someone reacts emotionally at you, your pause does three things. First, it protects your own integrity. You're no longer acting on impulse, you're acting on values. Second, it changes the emotional temperature of the room. Calm does not argue with chaos, it observes it. And third, this is the most leaders underestimate. It teaches others how to behave in pressure without saying a word. So let me ask you here, how many of us reply consciously or respond consciously? So we are facing in every day with our juniors, with our seniors, and we are at leadership skills, leadership level. At any career, at any stage of your career, or at any level, you are a leader. You are mentoring someone or you are getting mentored by someone. You are a junior to someone or you are a senior to someone. So how do you take this forward? How do you respond consciously? How the emotional intelligence comes in picture? So there are key things. My goal is always lead with empathy. That is what I follow with every of my junior or senior. The respect I give to an intern, I give it to the partner as well. So the leading with empathy is where the key critical role lies in. Everyone has the knowledge, everyone has the access to the resources. The one leaders acts in a way makes all the difference. So let me ask few questions here. I'll take a couple of more minutes. And anyone can answer. When someone triggers you, how quickly do you decide who is right? Anyone want to take it up? Yes, Toastmaster Vivek.
Yeah, it's a daily situation when people flare up maybe because of work pressure, maybe because of unrealistic timelines. What I can do for them? Only thing I can be a patient listener. And when I listen to them, they've completed everything. And when I just simply say, suppose they have taken 5 minutes to talk, and if I finish my talk in maybe 30 seconds, one or two sentences, it acts like a soothing balm. And I have experienced it that if you take a pause, power of pause, definitely you said rightly, integrity, values, and emotional temperature, controlling these three things. Absolutely, I resonate with you. Thank you.
Thank you. So, Toastmaster Hirinder, a question to you. What usually prevents you from pausing? The situation, the discomfort of silence?
It's not the discomfort of silence, and mostly my response is silence. If I see such things happening with me, uh, my response generally is silence. Very rarely I like uh, react immediately. I used to react immediately, but now I go into silence rather than reacting. Uh, but it's sometimes it's situation also that pause, that cause.
So imagine a situation where you have responded quickly. Now go back to that situation and think if you have waited 5 more seconds, did your response would have been different? And you can apply this to your seniors as well. If they had waited 5 more seconds before replying to your any of your messages, well, that response would have been different.
So if I think from their perspective, yeah, definitely their response would have been different. If I just think about it, my previous conversation, mine also at times, I feel that my response could be better, but especially if we see in the work environment, there's so many things goes on at the same time: work pressure, timeline, deadline, your personal image, brand, and 10,000 other things. In heat of that moment, it's really easy to sway, get swayed and respond.
Yeah, true. So coming back, responding humanly does not mean avoiding hard conversation. It means choosing the right moment, the right tone, and the right intent. It means saying, I'll address this, but not from the place of anger. I'll correct this, but not at the cost of dignity. I will lead, not react. So Frankl believed that meaning is not something we find when life is easy. Meaning is something we create through the choices we make under pressure. Leadership works the same way. Your title gives you authority, your response gives you legitimacy. And in reactive world, the leaders who can pause, who can stay human, becomes a point of stability others unconsciously lean on. So before moving forward, we'll take a pause and we'll go back to our second section of the table topic master. And I like to hand over the stage to our table topic master today is Toastmaster Hirinder and our president of the club, storytellers.
Thank
Over
you,
to you,
Toastmaster.
Toastmaster Hirinder.
Thank you, Toastmaster Neetal. And it looks like you have already done a mini table topic with me. Thank you, thank you. And yeah, we are now in the exciting phase of the today's meeting, which is table topic, where we'll try to respond, not react. I think we have so many guests, and before I ask to raise hand, can I directly ask someone who's already a Toastmaster to be the first table topic speaker? And who best if I ask Deepti
Let's give a
to
chance
come?
to Toastmaster Chintan. He has
Okay,
been with us after a long time.
Chintan, would you like to try?
Sure.
Okay, great. So since we are listening patiently to Neetal, I thought of making a list of questions and see who all are listening patiently and understanding all the concept that Neetal has shared with us. So here comes my first question. Give the most terrible tip for staying calm when someone criticizes you.
Would you repeat?
Yeah, sure. Give the most terrible tip for staying calm when someone criticizes you.
Raise your hand if someone has criticized you ever in life. How does it feel? We want to give it on their face harder, just like Newton's law, equal and opposite reaction. But in that moment, if we remember to stay calm, composed, and let our silence speak, the magic can be seen. And one terrible tip that I want you to have to remain calm is just forget the moment. Don't even think what the other person has said. Stay there completely like a statue observe other things. Don't give that ego a massage. Just ignore the person who's there. Forget you are sitting where, and maybe start imagining and wondering or daydreaming whenever you want to go in the vacation. This might trick your brain to believe that you are not in danger. And this terrible sounding tip that forget about the present, when everyone says that stay in the present, but if you learn to forget the present in a moment of heat, that will cool you down. As Nital was mentioning about the emotional temperature, it will take the reading so down that the other person might be shocked and they would not have a clue how to deal with you. So just act like a fool, forget about the moment, just forget about the present, be a person who doesn't know anything, and let the things calm down in its own way. This is a terrible tip from my end for the next time you go in a heated argument. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chintan. What a terrible advice you have given, and I'm sure nobody is going to follow. Please don't follow. But I do remember following such behavior when I hear advice or comment from my better half, and when I have my own plan of cricket, and she has some obviously other plans. So I exactly followed some of the tips that you just shared, so I could relate. With that, well, let's move to the next brave soul. Can we take one more existing Toastmaster and then move to guest? Anyone from offline?
Let's do off.
Soumya? Yeah, I need your help if you can spot who wants to go next. Toastmaster Kanika?
Let's take the guest. We have
Master
two
Kanika,
guests.
Toastmaster Kanika is coming.
Let's take Toastmaster Kanika and then we'll move to guest.
There.
Okay, Toastmaster Kanika. You find someone emotionally clueless. Am I audible to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you find someone emotionally clueless. What advice you give to make him continue stay there?
Could you repeat, please?
You find someone emotionally clueless. You need to give advice so that she stays clueless.
Stays clueless. Okay. It is very difficult to stay emotionally clueless. Whenever any situation comes up, we respond most of the time with emotion. But as Toastmaster Neethal was explaining to us, we need to take a pause and, keep our emotions aside and then respond. But if I come across somebody who is emotionally clueless, that will be a very strange thing, because how can you not have any kind of emotion when a situation comes? And if they are, it's a very good thing. And I think I would talk to that person and tell them to calm down and continue the way they are, because they are at peace. They are not feeling that emotion of, when the other person has spoken to them. It could be criticism, it could be praise. But if they are at peace, if they are not responding on the spot based on their emotion, that is something very good, and they need to stay with this. It becomes easier for such a person to take a pause and respond, and definitely that response will resonate well with the speaker. So it is important, and it is a great attribute to have, that you are emotionally clueless, and you need to get your thoughts, your everything in control, and then respond to the situation. So that's it from my side. Over to you, table topic master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kanika. You ended up giving again a positive advice. It was the requirement was the quite opposite, but I see you could not resist your true self. Let's go to the next one. Who wants to go next with the wisdom of advice from the
We can
online
take
one
from
now?
guest.
Yeah,
Neha.
we have online guests as well.
Yeah, Neha, Natasha.
Yeah, Puneet, who wants to go? I don't see any hand raised.
Actually, our offline guest is ready in
Okay.
case you want to take the person.
Okay,
Yeah, sure.
sure.
Yeah, please. You're ready to give this to try out, right?
Huh?
Yeah, just 2 minutes.
Okay.
Kanika, can you share the guest name? Sorry.
Yeah, I'm Wing Commander R. Oh, 1 minute. Am I on mute?
Yeah,
No.
no, you're not.
No, you are audible.
Okay, I'm Wing Commander R.D. Deshpande. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Sure. Go ahead.
What has been spoken today, a lot of good things to know and to learn. And of course, it's a great interactive platform, what I came across. Once again, thanks to Colonel Prem. Won't take too much time, but I just want to give two important inputs to the very fact of the matter that,
It's not feedback, it's a table topic. So you need to wait for the table topic.
Yeah, you will get the topic, and that you have to
speak,
speak on that topic.
You have to speak for 2 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, and feedback we will take it.
Yeah. Okay.
So ready for the topic?
Yeah.
Okay. Give advice that would turn a small misunderstanding into a big fight.
Okay. It happens a lot of time at home, especially between the siblings. And I'm glad to have two daughters who are now grown up. We can't prove one right and the other wrong. So any advice you give to one person will always go wrong for the other person. And that's a perennial issue which we have been having at home. Thankfully, or not so thankfully, but then on the brighter aspect of it, when we say the conflict, thankfully, my elder daughter has just recently got married and she has moved on. Okay, so little peace has got established in the house, but then the battle has now shifted between the wife and the daughter. So this paradigm, continues to exist in our house. What is interesting to know is that there is no advice in such a situation which you can actually give, which will benefit one party and will not benefit other parties. So best advice is to remain silent and keep your tenterhooks, off, and be passive, in the pacification mode. Just try to pacify things. Someone is right, both, that way adjust, balance it out, weigh it out, and that's the way you can handle this situation. I hope I made it to the point.
Thank you, Wing Commander. And your mention of kids just took me to my household, where I also happen to be father of two.
Oh,
and
lovely.
every time they have a argument or a discussion, they involve either me or their mother, and it end up like they get sorted, we start, and ours
Exactly.
get stretched.
Yeah, right.
So I could completely relate to you.
Great.
Thank you for
Thank you.
sharing.
Thank you.
So I think
Let's
one
take
last
one
topic.
more in.
Yeah, one last topic for the day. Who wants? I see Rishabh. Oh, Rashi, it's you. Okay, Rashi wants to go next. Rashi, you ready? Okay, so I'll give you a work related topic. What advice would make office conversation more political and toxic?
Thank you, Toastmaster Hirender. The best way to make it more toxic and political is to discuss politics. And if not politics, then you discuss religion. If not religion, then you can discuss about your team members. So that these three things I can surely advise someone who wants to make a toxic and political conversation at work. So yeah, that's it. Thank you.
You still have 30 more seconds.
Yeah, I wanted to, but it's so actually the topics are so interesting. I wanted to had the topic you just gave to the colonel just before that, but yeah, if
Okay,
I
you can
can't
switch to
more.
yeah. Yeah, you take that one. It's okay.
Okay, so
Take
can you
1 minute.
repeat that topic?
Topic was give advice that would turn a small misunderstanding into a big fight.
Yeah, just what you have to do is just hear them out and exaggerate it further. The problem should not be like small enough, but you can make it more bigger and bigger, and then it will just boom. If I say, for example, when someone is criticizing you, just talk back to them and just make a point, whatever you want to make, and exaggerate the whole problem. That will be a totally hazard for that particular situation, and you can go on for half or an hour on it. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rashi, for sharing such a great advice to make it a bigger misunderstanding. I hope all the guests and Toastmasters have enjoyed, listen carefully, and will never follow these advices for any any of the advices. And if you do, it's you are on your own risk. With that, we will conclude the table topic section and hand it over back to Toastmaster Neetal with her serene advices. Over to you, Toastmaster Neetal.
Today it was a reverse table topics with the theme or theme and also with the speeches where I laughed more than I was trying to be serious with my topics. So coming back, we'll take up to the conclusion. So responding humanly in a reactive world. So that's the main thing we need to remember. It's just a line, but when you respond, though you may not get the response you think you should get, but you don't have to behave in the same way to other people. So as we come to the close of today's meeting, I want to bring us back to something very simple. We cannot slow the world down. We cannot control how people speak, act, or react. And we cannot remove pressure from leadership. What we can choose is how we show up inside that pressure. Pause. Every day we are presented with movements that test us, not our skills, not our intelligence, but our humanity. A message that irritates us, a response that feels unfair, a situation that demands an instant reply. And each of these moments, leadership quietly asks us a question. Will you react like the world does, or will you respond like a leader? Responding humanly does not mean avoiding difficult conversations. It does not mean lowering standards. It does not mean being passive. It means choosing awareness over impulse, dignity over dominance, and intention over speed. The impact of our responses is often invisible in the moment, but it definitely makes an impact. So I encourage everyone for their own peace of mind. Be more intentional when you respond. Think from others' perspective and don't let anyone get into the shell. So I always tell myself, be the mentor you never had, be the friend you never had, be the leader you never had. So with this, I'll conclude my topic for the day and I'll hand over the stage to our general evaluator of the day, Toastmaster Kanika, for taking the evaluation section forward. You're on mute.
Now, am I audible?
Yes.
Thank you, Toastmaster Neetal. That was a wonderful session. And I'm here with my feedback of how the session went today. So I will start with, one sec. Yeah, the SAR role that was taken up by...
You need to first give the speakers evaluation. I mean, you need to call the evaluators and then call the tag team, and then at the end you will have your section.
Okay, fine. Okay, so let's begin with the speech evaluators. Our first speaker was Toastmaster Pavni, and she was evaluated by Toastmaster Vivek. So Toastmaster Vivek, please welcome Toastmaster Vivek to share his feedback for Toastmaster Pavni.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kanika. Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. What a wonderful speech, Toastmaster Pavni. You really excelled at so many points of your speech. If I can list it out, you started with a question. You had a story, not one story, you had two stories. One story sharing your experience in your work life. Second story as a protege in the Toastmasters, where you are currently. You also shared one code, very powerful code, that either you can learn and grow by doing thousands of mistakes, or you can learn and grow by watching others and learning from their mistakes. You also came out with a very clear call to action, one person who guided you and reminding that you can also guide someone. So be grateful about that. I could also see good amount of body language, hand gestures. You transitioned very well from your story of working in one of the big four companies, how you struggled when you were doing two things, like trying to clear your CA finals exam, then you were looking for someone to guide you and you got one. And then second story at the Toastmasters when you wanted to earn a ribbon. So that's great. Stories were joined nicely. It was, the message was very clear. When you were, definitely you were protege at some point of time in your life. So now be ready to mentor someone. And that way you met the purpose of your speech, purpose of your project. Definitely there is some scope for improvement, and you may like to consider following things. One is engagement with audience, probably ask some questions and give them some time, maybe 10 seconds, 20 seconds, just for them to put in the chat box. I know in online environment, it may not be so efficient. Second thing is probably you could have given one specific tip what your mentor or what your guide gave to you for clearing your CA final exam, and likewise in Toastmasters also. And last but not the least, more smile. You were looking like just open up a little bit more. Smile will take your speech to the next level. So all in all, you did a great job. We could see good storytelling. We could see two stories. We could see very well connected stories. And if you could work on these 2 points, like engaging with audience, be a little specific in giving a tip from your story, and more smile. So I wish you all the best for your next project. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vivek.
So the next speaker was, okay, Neetal, this is the first time I'm being a general evaluator. So do I elaborate on Toastmaster Vivek now or end?
That you can take a call. If you want to do it right now, you can do it.
I think I'll do it at the end only. So the next speaker was Toastmaster Rahul. And I would like to call upon his evaluator. Not sure.
Toastmaster Rashi.
Toastmaster Rashi. Toastmaster Rashi. Please welcome Toastmaster Rashi to share her evaluation.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kanika. It was a real pleasure to hear you out, Toastmaster Rahul. You've been back after a long time, and your speech didn't felt like that. There were so many good moments, and even if we didn't watch the movie, you explored the whole plot and the real life plot so beautifully that we were able to imagine the whole how the picture was and how the real plot was, and that was really terrific, and it was full of humor. It was really a big challenge for me to hear you out or to write your feedback, so kudos to you. And it didn't felt like you have been not in touch for a long time, so that was really well. The recommendation I have for you is, when you started the speech, it felt like a conversation and it felt like you were unprepared. The other thing I would suggest is, the whole plot and the real life plot was so interesting. If you have added your body language, some more gesture and expression to your speech, it would have landed more better, much better. The other thing, so yeah, for your next speech, I would say, suggest you that please deliver it standing, and please add some more expression to it. The storytelling was really amazing. The moments, like when you said your wife's expression was like, court is in session, her imaginative plot and the question she posed to you, and then you were able to keep your equanimity and you delivered the answer giving a thought to it, which was really great. And then the last thing which you have, which you mentioned, like truth, the Bollywood truth comes in climax, but the real life truth comes when your wives decide. So that's the part of morality you covered. And the title, movie moral marital cross examination, was really a martial cross examination, and we really enjoyed the overall speech. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster Kanik.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rashi. So now moving on to the next speaker, that was Toastmaster Mehak, and her evaluator was Toastmaster Chetan. So I'd now like to invite Toastmaster Chetan to share his feedback.
Thank you. Toastmaster Mehak, what a great storyteller you are. And I'm happy that you are going to deliver this story for an ISC. Now tell me one thing, how many words the speech has, your speech draft has? 700, 800? Just check on that, because you were way beyond the time. And where you can think about cutting the meat of the matter, maybe beginning. Because you said that they say we all have a family story. And I call my family story the Diwali heist. I think rather than that, if you just start immersing into the scene of your story, that mom was looking for the gold jewelry, you remove that initial part of introduction, because we already heard the title of your speech. There was no need to tell us again that you tell the story Diwali heist. That is one thing. Second thing, at the end, you again narrated that my story had the action, drama, and an end. It was, in my opinion, not needed to spell it out because we all have witnessed the action, the drama, and the ending. So focus on the things which are already obvious to the audience and don't speak, because that will take your few seconds here and there, and it affects the ending, which is the most important part of your speech. You had great facial expressions. I really loved how lively you were while delivering the speech. Your structure was great. You had the tension. We all were eagerly waiting that what would happen to the jewelry, who has stolen that gold jewelry. So the structure was great. The delivery was on point. One thing in delivery you can do, you can more open up. If it is a physical ISC, then maybe you chalk out a stage for your movement, because you were moving your hands, but you were not moving by your legs. So maybe think about, for an example, when you said that your father, I believe, looked upwards, you can show there, or maybe you can come forward and show that upwards. Maybe think about the points where you can move physically along with your hands and your facial expressions. Think about cutting the things which are not required to say to compact your story, and that will give you time to take intentional pauses as well, because when you don't have time, you try to rush your speech. Overall, I loved this story. I loved this structure, the enthusiasm you had, and it is really a ready speech for the ISC. So I wish you all the very best. Thank you so much. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chetan. And now it's time for me to call my tag team members to share their report. So first of all, I would call my timer, Toastmaster Soumya, to share her timer report.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kanika. Yeah, it was a very interesting experience being a timer because timing is not my strong suit. So I'm very interested in keeping track of it. Most of the speakers were within time, except Toastmaster Mehik. You were over time by your total time was 8 minutes 25 seconds. So unfortunately, that means you would be disqualified. The other two prepared speakers, Pavani was at 6 minutes 22 seconds and Toastmaster Rahul was at 5 minutes 58 seconds. Coming to table topics, everybody did a great job staying near the 2 minutes mark. Toastmaster Rajan can have a longer speech. You were at 47 seconds for the first one and the 46 seconds for the others. For the rest, both Wing Commander Adi Deshpande and Toastmaster Kanika took 1 minute 50 seconds, and Chintan, you took 2 minutes 12 seconds. Coming to evaluation, again, everybody was within the 3 minutes mark. So specifically, Toastmaster Vivek, you were at 3 minutes. Rashi was at 2 minutes 24 seconds, and Chetan, you were at 3 minutes 12 seconds. So that concludes my report. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Soumya, for giving such a detailed report. So we all know where we stand in front of, within our time limits, and we can improve it further if required. So now I would like to invite our counter of the day, Toastmaster Prem, to share his report.
Okay. Yes. So before the report on our counter, if we maintain equanimity and one school, I think we have the solution to the challenges which our Toastmaster of the day, Neetal, had for all of us. And the other one thing which I could recommend is the framework of receive, reflect, and then respond. 3 R's. So we'll be in a better position to communicate, I think, with the great ease and without having much problem. Right, so over to the R counter thing. Let me start with the name that I've written in that order. The Wing Commander RD used this I think twice. Then we had Natasha who was there in that during introduction online. I heard her say so, I think twice. Then Rahul who made his speech also used this word so once. Then we had Harinder saying once and once. And also saying this once. And Rashi as well used this word once. Yeah. Otherwise, largely it was a great show. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Thank you, Toastmaster Prem, for the detailed report. And now we head over to our grammarian of the day, Toastmaster Deepthi. So I don't think many of us have used the word of the day that much. So I hope she will keep her cool and give us a response. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Kanika. Well, yes, I will keep my cool and maintain my equanimity throughout my report. And while there was not a lot of usage, but at the same time, we heard some amazingly strong and vivid examples in the use of the language today. Right from effective metaphors like passing on the baton and instant leadership to some descriptive phrases like energy is contagious, powerhouse, and just now a strong suit. Right? And also we heard some contemporary word choices used by a lot of speakers here. Somebody said modern, cool, and progressive. Somebody else said uncomfortable truth. And such beautiful usage of words, phrases, metaphors brings clarity, it brings energy, and it gives great impact to whatever you speak. So keep up the good usage of grammar, of words in your own simple way to everybody. Overall, when I noticed the not so good usages of grammar, what stood out or stood in for me today was the pronunciation or the precision with which we used words. That's also, I think, explains why we heard less use of the word of the day. Equanimity is a little difficult to pronounce, and we must be a little deliberate in using it, intentional, right? And probably that's why we chose some simpler, safer words like the idiom of the day. I would like to draw your attention to why must we use the new words that we see. Well, on the outside, it looks very classy and cool. So you must use the word of the day or the idiom of the day that you hear in order to look classy and cool. And a brain fact for you is that if you don't use it in 24 hours of hearing it, your brain will drop it. It's out of your store. You'll probably never use it again. So challenge yourself. You might want to follow the today, tomorrow, someday rule. You know what's that? Today, tomorrow, someday rule. It's simple. Use it today deliberately. Tomorrow, use it in a conversation. And then someday it'll come out of you just naturally. So be intentional, use the words, okay, and be happy about learning a new one. Let me call out with a huge round of applause the people who actually made that deliberate effort. So word of the day was used by Toastmaster Rahul, Toastmaster Vivek, Toastmaster Hirinder, Colonel Prem, and also Toastmaster Kanika. The idiom was used by Toastmaster Pavni, Toastmaster Rahul yet again, Toastmaster Neetal, and then Colonel Prem and Toastmaster Kanika. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster Kanika.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deepti, for a wonderful report, very well explained, and we will all work on it and try to learn new words. Okay, so here is my evaluation for the day. First, I will say that, there were some hitches which delayed the meeting, and this was the offline logistics and coordination. So I would request everyone, including me, being an offline attendee, that we make this effort to reach a little early and set it up so that everything goes on time. Next, I would talk about the SAR role taken up by Toastmaster Rashi. She took it up on the spot last minute and she did a great job. So kudos to you, Toastmaster Rashi. The presiding officer today was Toastmaster Vivek. He spoke in a calm and patient way, introduced all the guests, engaged them, encouraged them. And he also introduced the club well to the guests. So that was something that I really liked, that, he spoke about what the club is about, and that was done well. Then the 2-minute speech was Toastmaster Simi, and as usual, it was a great inspirational speech. So well done. Now, coming to the TMOD, I think we'll all agree that it was a wonderful way that she conducted it. The topic was great, and she kept her cool throughout the session, left us with some very great messages that between stimulus and response lies a conscious choice. Yes, that is something for us to take away. Well done. And I will make this effort not to react emotionally and to take a pause. So now coming to the tag team players, Toastmaster Soumya could have explained her role a little more elaborately, but I understand where she's coming from. She's taken up a lot of responsibility organizing this meeting, which she's done a wonderful job. So she was in a bit of a hurry, and her report was good, detailed. She kept, despite her other responsibilities, she kept track of the time. Toastmaster Prem, he is an experienced Toastmaster, and he knows how to count the R's and the Ums. So yes, well done. Toastmaster Deepti, very well explained. So good job. Now coming to the table topics master, his topics were well aligned with the theme, and he shared his personal experiences with all the speakers, making it very relatable, and people could understand these things from their own personal lives. But my personal opinion is, even though the topics were very interesting, very well thought out, but I felt they were a little tough for table topic session. They could have, Toastmaster Rashi was a little, was struggling a little bit. I felt that about my topic also. I was clueless. So, I felt that being table topics, it could have been a little easier. And feedback for the table topic speakers, Toastmaster Chetan, it looked more like a prepared speech instead of impromptu speech. Very well done. Wing Commander, I think he spoke in a very in a great way. He brought out a lot of humor, and we all enjoyed his speech. Toastmaster Rashi, well, she got a tough one, but she did justice to it. Now I will go to the evaluators for today and the speakers. Toastmaster Pavni, her evaluator was Toastmaster Vivek. I think he has covered almost everything in his evaluation. He's given a detailed evaluation and some great recommendations for Toastmaster Pavni. I would just like to add a little bit. I felt that she was a little monotonous, so you could add some more expression to your speech, make it a little more lively. And another thing is that it is better to have some stage movement. You had a lot of hand movement, but a little movement on the stage. Otherwise, the speech was very good. Engaging speech, clear CTA, well done. Now, Toastmaster Rahul, I would, the one thing that is common for everyone who gives speeches, I would request you to please align it with your pathway, because we need speakers to complete their pathways to achieve the club goals. So please try to do that. But then coming to Toastmaster Rashi's evaluation was spot on. Actually, I don't have much to add to it. She has covered everything very well. And yeah, Toastmaster Rahul, from my side, I would say that it was a very humorous and engaging speech, and we could all relate to it. Well done. Toastmaster Mehek's evaluator was Toastmaster Chetan. And as Toastmaster Neetal had said, it was a critical evaluation. He had given her a lot of recommendations, which I think at this stage is required, because she's going into the IC, and it was she needs to hear it out clearly. Her speech was engaging, art of storytelling. We all know Toastmaster Mehek is great at it. From ISC point of view, I would recommend, again, something that Toastmaster Chetan had said, a little bit of stage movement would, really, and being alert about your timing, that will take your speech to the next level. With that, I end my general evaluation. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Neetal.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kanika, for doing a wonderful job as a general evaluator, and along with you, all the evaluators and the tag team role players. So let's take a moment to cast our vote. I believe everyone wants to know the winners, but we will be announcing it offline. And with this, I'll hand over the stage to our presiding officer of the day, Toastmaster Vivek.
Toastmaster Needle, can you share the link on WhatsApp so that it's easier?
I did it in the backstage group.
Thank you, Toastmaster.
Over to you,
Neetal.
Toastmaster Vivek.
Yeah, am I audible?
Yes.
Thank you, Toastmaster Neetal. I thank all the role performers of today's meeting, all the tag team members, evaluators, all the speakers. It was a wonderful meeting where we learned, we experienced a choice what we make in life, how life moves, how we flow in life, how our subconscious takes over every time and we are not aware of our subconscious. So that's a great thing. I would like to invite guests to share their feedback so that we as a club can improve our meetings. So can I invite guests? Maybe start with the guest Natasha. Are you there, guest Natasha? Okay, let's move on to offline guests. Can you please help
Let's take from Pavani, Puneet, Neha.
Yeah, Pavani, yeah, you are also joining from other Toastmasters Club. Pavani, can we start with you?
Yes, sure. I really loved this meeting. I attended a couple of months back and I'm attending today. And it's always a delight like to see Toastmaster Neetal as Toastmaster of the day with very insightful topics. And even today, last time also when I attended, she was the Toastmaster of the day. And everything, the table topics were very fun. It was something unexpected I haven't seen. Yeah, the topics were very funny, and yeah, I liked the speeches were funny, and overall I really enjoyed my time in this meeting. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity, also the slot for speaker role. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pavani. We wish you all the best and we look forward to you joining further meetings.
Thank you.
So to tell about Pavani, she is the VP Education of Vision Toastmasters Club in Hyderabad.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you once again.
thank you. Oh, one
Okay.
small announcement also I have. I thought I'll just take 2 minutes, less than 1 minute. So actually, we are also starting online reading club called Leaders or Readers. Just like a initiative made by one of our members. It's just for 30 minutes, and the first session we are starting on 14th February. Saturday 7:30 p.m. If anyone's interested, let me know. I'll just drop my contact. If you are interested, let me know. I will circulate the information. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's have feedback from our offline guests. Toastmaster Soumya, can you please help?
We first have Toastmaster Mohit.
Hi, good morning, everyone. I really like this session, right? Especially all the speakers and the speeches that they have given. Rahul's speech was very good. Okay, it was very engaging. I think already evaluators have given their feedback, but let me just give my feedback also. I really like Rahul's speech, right? The way he has engaged with the audience and his storytelling was really good, right? Because I think the moment he was talking about all those, the story, right? And it could be engaging with all the married people, I believe, right? And yeah, Meg's speech was also very good. I mean, the expression was really nice. The only thing which I could feel is that if it would have been in person, things would have been a little different, right? In when you are in front of the camera, right, you can't express your hand movement, your gestures, and everything. So the feedback is, if it could have been, in person, would have been more nice. Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you. Thank you for sharing your feedback, Mohit.
Thank you.
Our club is actually online club, and right now we are trying to make it hybrid. So that itself is a huge shift, and many of our members are taking a lot of efforts. So yeah, I agree with you. Offline and online, there are pros and cons. Thank you. Yes, can you,
Next week,
Toastmaster Soumya, who is next?
that means next week we'll have more in person. That is the signal. All of you need to come here. Okay, next we have yes, Victor Wonder.
Thank you, Vivekji. Lovely to interact on a Sunday. I think Bride and Shine, learning day starts on a Sunday, and there is no better way than to interact with own fraternity and members who are part of doing different things in different worlds. So I'm glad that I was here as Deepak, right? More. Okay. As he brought out, offline would make it a lot more connecting and easy. Even during training, this is what we feel, that online trainings, at times are not that well received, or that the emotional connect is somewhere missing. So if you can get offline, it will be a good thing to have. But all in all, I think the detailed analysis by everyone, all those who are involved as evaluators, TMOD, the way she took the complete session, your introduction, the summation by all the for the assessees, all those nodal points of reflections were really good. Made a lot of semblance, and made a lot of sense. So all in all, a good experience and a lot of learning. So I'm glad that I was here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for attending today's meeting, and definitely we are delighted to have your feedback. Online, offline is a big debate. If I just see with all equanimity, online was the need of the day at one point of time, and nobody liked offline. Before that, switching from offline to online, then online to offline, and then hybrid. So it's a big debate. Had it not been online, I would not have participated in these meetings. I am in Mumbai. So online has its all benefits that we connect people from different background, different experience. Thank you so much. So do we have any more feedbacks? Otherwise, I would like to call today's meet. This brings to the end of today's meeting. I thank once again everybody who participated, all our guests, all our members, organizers, Colonel Prem for providing his place for organizing offline meeting. Thank you so much.
Thanks, everyone. Bye. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, everyone.